What up? My name is Emmanuel, aka Druna, and I'm gonna try to do this without any cuts or anything like that, because I don't really feel like editing. So yeah. But today I'm gonna talk about how I almost died at MIA a couple years ago. Um, I actually talked about this briefly on my TikTok, so if you want to check that out, you know. But so this was back in 2023. Yeah, 2023. And I don't like go on vacations. I never went on vacations like that. Like I've never left the country. I've never left the East Coast. I've never been to like Disney World, Disneyland, whatever is in Florida. I've actually never been to Florida. Um, I've never been below South Carolina. Um, I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, I've never been below like South Carolina. But and I've gone like all the way up. But I went to, like, it was really just what is it? Like, I had got money from the school, as you do, and the school was actually really good at the time. It was really decently priced, and so my bro called me up, my friend from like middle school called me up. He's like, "Yo, you going to MIA? You trying to go? Trying to come?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, bro!" Right? And I was like, "Fuck it." And he picked me up. We rode all the way there. There was like, allegedly, no, not even allegedly, like, yeah, allegedly they were racing, racing all the way there. And like their cars were like really cool. They had like Mustangs and shit, and they had like the shifters where it was like you know how it's like the steam, the exhaust, kind of like it's kind of like a train, right? Um, but yeah, we went there. I didn't drive, obviously, because they're car guys, and they're like, "Yeah, you're not driving my car," respectfully, and I didn't want to. So it's a win-win, right? But basically, we went to Philadelphia, because that's where it's always sunny, right? And what up? My name is Emmanuel, aka Druna, and I'm gonna try to do this without any cuts or anything like that, because I don't really feel like editing. So yeah. But today I'm gonna talk about how I almost died at MIA a couple years ago. Um, I actually talked about this briefly on my TikTok, so if you want to check that out, you know. But so this was back in 2023. Yeah, 2023. And I don't like go on vacations. I never went on vacations like that. Like I've never left the country. I've never left the East Coast. I've never been to like Disney World, Disneyland, whatever is in Florida. I've actually never been to Florida. Um, I've never been below South Carolina. Um, I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, I've never been below like South Carolina. But and I've gone like all the way up. But I went to, like, it was really just what is it? Like, I had got money from the school, as you do, and the school was actually really good at the time. It was really decently priced, and so my bro called me up, my friend from like middle school called me up. He's like, "Yo, you going to MIA? You trying to go? Trying to come?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, bro!" Right? And I was like, "Fuck it." And he picked me up. We rode all the way there. There was like, allegedly, no, not even allegedly, like, yeah, allegedly they were racing, racing all the way there. And like their cars were like really cool. They had like Mustangs and shit, and they had like the shifters where it was like you know how it's like the steam, the exhaust, kind of like it's kind of like a train, right? Um, but yeah, we went there. I didn't drive, obviously, because they're car guys, and they're like, yeah, you're not driving my car, respectfully, and I didn't want to. So it's a win-win, right? But basically, we went to Philadelphia, because that's where it's always sunny, right? And we got there. We got to our Airbnb. They didn't have like real parking there, and you could tell the Airbnb was somewhere that was gentrified because it was like an area that didn't look that nice. Respectfully, like it looked okay. It looked nice, but like like you can tell it was kind of it was pretty beat up. If I'm being honest, but it wasn't like a bad area at all. But you go inside and it's all white. Everything, the panels, like panel walls, like the whatever. It's like, okay, yeah. They were dead ass like this is it, right? And then we got in like, oh, okay. But when we got there, it was already like it had already started. And I wanted to see Jaleel, Denzel Curry, Don Toliver, Lil Uzi, and Tyler the Creator. They went for Bad Bunny and like the same people minus Denzel Curry and Jaleel. Kodak. I actually went for Kodak too, but they didn't let Kodak. Damn. They didn't let Kodak on stage, so it was really lame. It was just a DJ just talking shit basically to the crowd, hyping niggas up, I guess. Just playing songs, and we I guess we stayed there because somebody we wanted to see was performing there later that night. And then if you want to if you want to go to somewhere where there's like no seats or like reserved spaces, you gotta get there first, right? But let's rewind back. When I got there, my brother at the time was living in Philly. So he walked over and he took me to the convenience store and talked to me about like hookups or whatever. I didn't hook up with anybody. I just didn't want to. But we went to the store, right? And we got, he got me condoms, right? The biggest ones they had. It's actually a good thing because they didn't fit anyway, and it was gonna be like you know what, fuck it, and basically we went there, right? And we got back. I left them on the countertop, and one of our friends was like, it was like after he was like, damn, Marcus, you packing? we left. We got like an Uber. This really nice lady drove us. I think she was also Hispanic. They were talking in Spanish the whole time, and I was like, yep. I was the only non-Hispanic person there, and I was like, you know what? I'm with my homies. So he's like, you know what? Yo, I just remember something. All right, I'm gonna get to it. So when we got there, right? They bought like a good amount of weed, and they brought up a good amount of weed, and they brought some alcohol. They had me to hide it. Bring it in. No, they did not. They deadass did not see that shit. It was like some big ass bottles too. It was hot as fuck. Not just the alcohol, and not just me, but like it was hot as fuck there. It was hot as and humid. If you know about anything about the East, if you know anything about the East Coast. So we got there. I got through security, all that stuff. We got some because we hadn't eaten, and we got some I got a 2 of Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. They were really good, but they were like $6-8 for 2, and I was like, damn, that's fire. I'm not getting another one. And plus I didn't get hungry the whole time, so it was pointless, right? We drank so much. Like they all can hold their liquor very well, and I can too. It's in my blood. It's just in my blood. Okay, I'm not gonna explain my family history, but we were drinking like the whole time, and we was going there. We went there. We had a whole lot of fun. We stuck together. It was really 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 cool. And we finessed our way like into like the front middle, basically almost every time, because we were all like strong, and like the two girls that came with us, they were here. They were his friends. The two girls that came with us, like we also like we could pull them through too and like protect them and all that stuff because people are weird as fuck. But we pulled each other like through the front, and it was really really cool, really 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 fun. It was mosh pits. I didn't get in a mosh pit, because I was still shy at the time. But yeah. So basically, that was day one. We had a whole lot of fun in the concerts and all that stuff. One really cool moment, bro. I had dropped my glasses, and I didn't know. But my friend, my bro from middle school, had dropped his vape, and when I was like squinting on the ground, I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, it's his vape." And then we had found each other in the crowd once again. Like we made our way through, and he was like, "Yo," I was like, "Yo." It was really really fun. It was so cool. But yeah, that was day one. Basically, we got back at like 12, if that. They were trying to go to a party low key, but they wasn't trying to invite niggas. So yeah. So after that, like day two when shit got real serious. Not serious, but like, it got crazy. So same old. All night we drank basically throughout all night, and we smoked all night. Just chilling, watching TV, and like fucking around and all that stuff. It was really really cool. Like that's the only time I've like hung out with people that I was friends with that were my age, and I could like I could just chill with, but it's what it is, right? It was really, really cool. I'm very, very grateful for that experience, and I'm very, very grateful for him too. Although we haven't spoken in like a long time, and I hope we don't have beef. I don't know. I had beef with people that I don't know why. But anyways, we after that, right, we got in again, we snuck alcohol in through again, weed through again, right? We got there, I think the first person I saw on day one was Denzel Curry. I had just missed Jaleel. And then after that, I forgot who was after that. I don't remember who we went to go see after that. It's kind of crazy. I don't know what somebody listened to. Maybe that's probably why I don't listen or remember, But anyways, back to day two. That's when all the big, the bigger one, not bigger ones, but like the day twos. That's when Bad Bunny was playing. That's when Uzi was playing. That's when Tyler the Creator was playing, and a whole bunch of other like the biggest names, right? And I'm gonna pause my music because my MacBook is anyways, so yeah, it was day two, and after we had, got settled or whatever, I didn't get any food because I wasn't hungry. I actually didn't get any water because I wasn't thirsty, which is, don't do that, especially if it's hot as fuck, right? You plan on having fun. I'm gonna explain why later in a little bit, okay? Anyways, so we do that, right? And then we have our fun, same old, mosh pits, all that stuff. And then night falls. The night falls. I think that day we got separated. Yeah, that's the day we got separated. It was like we were split into two groups. Um, and it was like, I don't. They didn't really like that we split into two groups, but it's okay. It's all right, right? Um, anyways, so um, night falls, and we start to walk over to Uzi's set. Um, Now this one should get. This one should go down. Should go down. So we go in there, and we start walking. Right, we walk in. Nothing. Everything good. Right, and then we see everybody just kind of spread out. Like, hey, have y'all seen phones? Everybody start going crazy. And then they were like, have you seen our phone? You seen my phone? It's like, what? Nah. We check our phones. It's like, oh yeah, can y'all call it? And we check for our phones. Like, yo, niggas got pickpocketed. All of us got pickpocketed. Like, how crazy is that? Minus the bro who was with us, who wasn't with us at the time. But like, so we didn't have our phones anymore. And it was like, damn, bro. Like, we almost wanted to leave then and there. But we kept it pushing, and we went to go see Uzi, and we got mad close, bro. We got mad close. I was like 15, 20 feet away from him. Not 20, but like 15, 20 feet, away from him. Very, very close. But I was dehydrated. Don't go in there dehydrated. I was dehydrated the whole time. Do not go in there dehydrated, bro. So our bro from earlier, who wasn't there, who still had his phone, was like, yeah, I'll just bring y'all some water, blah blah blah, this, that, third, right? They had like spare phones just in case anything happened. Thank God, right? And then he tried to get in, and then there was some niggas guarding the entrance. No, not security, it was just some randoms talking about like trying to jump him for trying to get in. And it's like, what? And like, it was some pussy ass shit, bro. I'm gonna tell you right there. That's whatever. But they were like, he was like, nah, this side, And it was like, okay, bro, And he started performing, good 15, 20 minutes, and I started to like, whoa. If you ever had like, if you ever been close to like a heat stroke, you know what I'm talking about. Like that you start seeing like the dark around your eyes and all that stuff. And then nigga was like, help. He started like to push me out. I was like, nah, I'm good. But then he was like, nah, bro. And then he was like, help. And then like he dragged me from like the front all the way to the back, bro. That shit. I'm not gonna. It felt like a movie, kinda, but only because I was so immersed in the situation, because I could have died, right? So, okay, that shit felt like a movie, and I mean, if I could do it again, I'd probably drink some water so I could stay close. But it is what it is, right? He went back in. We got out there, and then we got some water. We got some cold ass water. He pours a bunch of water on my wrists. Like on like the face of my wrists, and like on my head, like my face. I didn't have, well, yes I did, but it didn't. They were like the babies, and I had a beanie on. But he was like pouring it on my face, on the back of my neck, on my wrists, and I was like, and he's like, and I was like chugging it. Pause. And it was like. I think he went back in to go to see it, because Bad Bunny was up next, and that's what he went to go see, right? that's who all of them went to go see, and I kind of just hung out in the back. Before Uzi, it was Don Toliver. Don Toliver was also somebody I went to go see, and niggas was moshing to Don Toliver. Don Toliver's really cool. Really, really good. I think he's really good, especially considering artists now, I don't really listen to many artists. Yes, I do, but like Don Toliver is really good. I know I'm not going to say it's mosh music. But it's like you know, um, whatever. Uh, anyways, and actually, earlier in that, see, you see how it's come back. Yo, earlier, okay, earlier in that day, right? Um, we had, we had, they met this. We were like listening to somebody, I don't remember who, and this chick started dancing on me, and I ignored her because I was like, yo, I'm with my peoples right now. I don't care. And they was and they was moving forward. They was moving forward. So I was like, okay. And I just ignored it. I could tell she felt some type of way, but I was like, okay, I don't know you, right? And it was like, and there wasn't like that emotional connection wasn't there. Like, it wasn't there was no emotional connection. Like there wasn't anything more. Like I'm not gonna just fuck somebody, like fuck a random, right? Respectfully, to people who do, I guess. And they had like, while we were in like the Don Toliver set, right? They met a dude who could barely speak English, right? He was there for Bad Bunny. He could barely speak English, but he had a bunch of weed, and one of our friends was flirting like crazy with him, and like lied that she was from there. Blah blah blah. The third. I mean, she was fluent, and like and then at one point. At one point, they all walked away, and they all like just disappeared. And I was like, "What?" And then it was just me and him, like the only person who couldn't speak Spanish, and the one dude who could basically only speak Spanish. And he was like, "You want weed?" That shit was funny as fuck, bro. And I was like, "Yeah, I think we did smoke. We did smoke some." But after that, I kind of hung out in the back a little bit, like not in the back, but like in the middle back, to the off to the right. And I was just chilling. There was this girl that I vibed with, but I'm not the flirty type, so I didn't really, Anyways, but I was just like chilling, dancing by myself to Don Toliver, which was really, really fun. But after that, that's when we went to Uzi and all that stuff from before I just said happened. And then after we went to I hung out in the back, and then we were leaving, right? We went to Lost and Found to go see if they had our phones. They didn't have any phones. Or they didn't have any phones. So we were really bummed out. And then Tyler had just got on, and we were so bummed out after all that stuff. Like after getting pickpocketed, me almost dying. Like niggas trying to jump, bro. Like he was like, nah, we good, right? We're Gucci. That shit. So we just went back, and bro, on our way back, like my bro asked some people like, hey, can we use your phone? We all phones. We gotta like call one of our friends and like order us an Uber, and they were trying to jump them, like we're trying to fight them. Like what? It was some like high school baseball players. It's like, yo, y'all play baseball in high school, bro. Like, respectfully, none of us are scared of y'all, and we didn't escalate. But it's like, bro, like, what is up with y'all? Like, what's wrong with niggas? I'm not gonna say their race, but I mean, it was a high school baseball team. So, I mean, anyways, Um. So we got we left. Loki they met some girls and they're like going to a party and he niggas Loki wanted to go, but they're like nah about that third, right, and all that stuff. So we left. Uh, we got an Uber eventually. We walked around and waited for like over an hour, bro. It was good thing. It was a good thing that it was the three of us because in situations like that, if it's just one, you don't want to, But even then, people niggas rob groups of people all the time, so it's like But it was a good thing we were in like a really nice area in Philly and not in like anywhere else. Anyways, but yeah, we got home. We drank some, smoked some, drank a lot, smoked a lot. That was actually the first time I drank beer. That was like my first real time. That was like my first time like drinking actual beer. And Yo was like, yeah, you gotta like sip it. It was a Modelo. He's like, you gotta sip it. It's like, yeah, dude, it's like butter. I tried it and I was like, he laughed. Um, Yo laughed at me, cause it was funny, cause it was nasty. I did sip it, but they had like these light. I think they were they also Modelo? I don't remember, but they had big ass bottles of they had like 5 big ass bottles of tequila, like 2 big ass bottles of Crown Royal, like Crown Apple, and like a whole bunch of other stuff and a bunch of weed. It was really fun actually. It was really cool. Like I'd do it again, obviously. But yeah, after that, like none of us had hangovers. They actually some of our friends left that night because of something, or whatever for whatever reason. I think it was because he was bummed out and somebody wanted to maintain control and he couldn't maintain control, so he was like he got really upset and he left. So yeah, but I had got like not a nasal infection, or nor was I sick. But it seemed like I was sick. Like it was like so dry because there was so much dust kicked up that it got in my sinuses and was fucking with it. So that whole ride, I couldn't smoke with them. So, but yeah, everybody was really chill. The girls were really cool. The dudes were really cool. Everybody had fun. And we got a Philly cheesesteak. We all got Philly cheesesteaks before we left. And yeah. These videos roll straight back. I think we all got Burger King at some point. But we all got back, and then that is how I almost died at MIA. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more if you enjoyed my energy, like me as a person or whatever. Follow me on TikTok at Drunov. Follow my Twitch at Drunov. Follow my Substack at Drunov. If you like philosophy and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm not philosophy and I am spiritual too. So I do tie them together, which is a lot more controversial, but it's what I like to talk about. So but yeah, I'm also gonna play games and all that stuff too. I like games. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts on Twitch right now. Maybe not when you're seeing this or when I post this, but I'm playing the entire Kingdom Hearts, at least the first 6 on Twitch for the first time. I don't know. I've never played Kingdom Hearts, and I'll probably just shoot the shit, and maybe talk about spirituality, connected to all that stuff. We'll just talk about philosophy in general. Anyways, I'm done. Toodles.